New vehicles, including the Rimac. Yes, my friends, there are 4 new cars this week. Week number 1, we have the Ghibli, which they said is the new car, but I believe this has already been in the game in the past as DLC. And it also says it's a hard-to-find car, so to me, it doesn't seem like the new... Anyway, the KTM X-BOW is the car at the 50% of the week, and the Civic also returns. Apparently, the KTM X-BOW GT4 crossbow GT4 is not new, and apparently it is just a introduction of the car, which would make it weird for being the 50% car and the Ghibli not. Not too sure how they really got around with that. Is that actually the way it is? In my head, the Ghibli isn't new. The GT4 crossbow, I don't remember ever having it. So anyway, those are the new cars for week 1. Week number 2 is the Fiat Dino and also actual new events. There is new events, new championship, new events actually created by the developers. It's unheard of. But realistically, they've just used the route creator that we can use and introduced some of those events into the festival playlist, which is very, very nice. I'm fed up of playing the same event. You can also get the 79 Camaro and a Hummer, which are the hard-to-find cars, but hard-to-find cars. Week number 3 was a confusing one. They had the Hoonigan Fiesta at 50%, which, again, I swear is already in the game. If it's not, it's a DLC car, and that's pretty cool. And the AMC Rebel is the new car of that week, which again, pretty cool. But finally, week number 4, the one you're looking forward to, is the Rimac Concept 2. It's looking to be one of the fastest cars in the game. Let's be real, it is ridiculously fast. They say, tuned, you could probably get the gearing, the second gear, because it only has 2 gears, or 3 if you include reverse. You could possibly get this thing to go 320 miles an hour. Well, now, if Forza will actually allow us to do this, that will be amazing. They did mention that, so I feel like we may have a new top speed car on our hands, which I'm very excited about. But overall, that is the cars. I feel like it's a smaller week in terms of the cars. So there are other updates to the game, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but I just want to talk about the actual cars themselves. Obviously, usually I feel like there's more, and there's more to be excited about, at least anyway. The Rimac is definitely one to be excited about, but it's the last week, which is obviously the last season before we roll over to the next. And I want to talk about why, and I obviously think that very soon, as in literally in a few days' time, it's going to be E3, which means we're going to get, what you ask? That's right, we're going to get ourselves the expansion number 2, which means they've been focusing on the expansion so much that they haven't really had the time to add extra features for free, because they made the big paid expansion, right? The only other major feature they've really spoke about in this update that is coming to the game is the star card feature, which essentially just, once again, rejiggles the progression of the game and makes it in a menu system. So it's like an arcade game where you click the tile and it tells you an objective to do. It's like Festival Playlist, but constant. Think of Festival Playlist as daily challenges. Well, these are the weekly challenges. You pretty much hit a certain level, or get this many cars, or do this many races. It's basically to try and get you to finish the game, because there isn't really any properly formed structure of the game on the base level. It's just one of those trying to make it so it's more rewarding in a way, because you don't have to win the events in the normal game, but this will require you to win the events to pass, and it makes you do all the danger signs and all the things, which you probably missed out on because there's so much of it, you just didn't bother. For doing these, you get rewarded a flare, as they call it, which is basically just a new name tag, which I personally have I didn't even know that was a thing anyway. I was hoping the reward would be something a bit more significant. Say a special version of a car would be pretty sweet, and you could sell it in the auction house and buy it from someone if you had lots of money and you didn't, do have the time or whatever. But I think realistically it should have been a car reward. It's like hitting the icon levels in The Crew 2, which, as you know, I really enjoy hitting the icon levels, and I would have preferred there to be more of a significant reward. Maybe a new paint type even would be pretty darn cool. Painting windows. No, you should add that to everyone. But that's pretty much all the stuff they've added for this update. As I said, it does seem like a bit of a small one. There are some other features that I want to quick fire to you from the list. You can now fast travel if you own the house from the festival playlist menu, which means you don't have to go on the festival playlist thing to go back again, to go to the map. You can just literally fast travel from the festival playlist, and you could also matchmake from the festival playlist, which saves us so much time. And we also have an upcoming car that they spoke about that we're hyping up to be some big thing, and it is the McLaren 12C, which is, it's a nice car. but I was hoping for, you know, a Corsa C, like we've been asking for, if you know what I mean. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this update. It's a pretty small update compared to the others, even just in terms of festival playlist, there isn't much there. The main feature in this update is the progression menu, which doesn't add any progression, it just tells you how to do that progression, which I think is a bit... I'm not too sure how I feel about it, to be honest with you. I'm not 100% on it, but I'm glad that it's there. It lets me know what I need to do and such. It's a nice addition, but I don't know if it's a nice enough addition to add now. It seems like a bit late to add, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, be sure to smash like, friend, subscribe if you are new, and I'll be playing this update, obviously, when the cars start to roll out, because I definitely want to try get this Rimac. Please. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.